8 people were set on fire at an outdoor mall in Boulder, Colorado yesterday. And Ukraine struck Russian military air bases this weekend with a shocking barrage of drones ahead of today's brief peace talks in Turkey. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The FBI is investigating an attack in Boulder, Colorado as terrorism. Authorities say 8 people were set on fire at an outdoor mall yesterday. From member station KUNC, Emma Van Den reports a suspect has been arrested.
Local FBI officials identified the male suspect as 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Solomon. He used a makeshift flamethrower and threw it at a crowd. Boulder County District Attorney Michael Dougherty says the list of mass attacks in Colorado is too long.
But from those experiences, we have forged really strong working relationships and ensuring that we do everything possible, everything we can do and need to do to secure justice for the victims, their family members, and the Boulder community.
Officials say the suspect yelled "Free Palestine" during a march in support of releasing Israeli hostages held by Hamas. They believe he acted alone. For NPR News, I'm Emma Van Den in Denver.
Representatives from Ukraine and Russia are meeting for direct peace talks in Istanbul, Turkey. This is their second set of direct talks. The first set ended inconclusively. This time, both sides are set to exchange written proposals for peace. NPR's Charles Maines reports this comes as Ukraine says it successfully struck Russian military air bases yesterday.
Ukraine smuggled remotely operated drones laden with explosives deep into Russia. And by deep, I mean deep, up into the Arctic, also into Siberia, some 2,700 miles away. Now, they did this by hiding the drones in the tops of flatbed trucks, which then parked near military bases before lifting off to attack planes on the runway.
NPR's Charles Maines reporting Ukraine claims it destroyed more than 40 Russian planes. Russia downplayed the impact, saying only several planes caught fire. Russia has also fired nearly 500 drones into Ukraine. China and the U.S. are accusing each other of violating the trade agreement the two countries reached just last month in Geneva. Cherise Pham reports from Hong Kong the clash is threatening to again upend trade relations.
Beijing accused the U.S. of breaching deal terms, signaling that talks between the world's top 2 economies have taken a turn for the worse. The trade war between China and the U.S. had been on a hiatus, following a trade agreement forged in Geneva that led to a suspension of most tariffs for 90 days. But tensions have been rising. Last week, the U.S. restricted the sale of semiconductor software to China and said it planned to revoke visas for Chinese students. China's Ministry of Commerce said those moves violate the trade agreement. The spokesperson added that if the U.S. continues to damage China's interests, China will take forceful measures to safeguard its rights and interests. For NPR News, I'm Cherise Pham in Hong Kong.
Traders on Wall Street are watching the renewed trade tensions between the U.S. and China. President Trump said last Friday he will double U.S. tariffs on imports of aluminum and steel to 50%. These new 50% tariffs are supposed to start on Wednesday. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth attended an annual defense forum over the weekend in Singapore. In his speech, he warned China that there would be disastrous consequences if it invades the democratic island of Taiwan. NPR's Emily Fang reports.
Hegseth issued this warning about potential Chinese military actions around Taiwan.
The threat China poses is real, and it could be imminent.
Hegseth's warning that a Chinese attack on Taiwan could be imminent is one of several often conflicting predictions made by senior American defense officials. Admiral Philip Davidson told Congress in 2021, before he retired as head of the Indo-Pacific Command, that China might manifest its threats towards Taiwan by 2027, a window his successor, Admiral Samuel Paparo, and other intelligence agencies have dismissed. And President Trump said last year while campaigning that he does not think China's Xi Jinping will provoke him over Taiwan because the Chinese leader, quote, knows I am crazy, using an expletive. Emily Fang, NPR News.
International activists have begun sailing a relief aid ship toward Gaza, even though Israel is blockading the Palestinian enclave. NPR's Jana Raff reports that last month the group sent an aid ship that was attacked by drones off the coast of Malta.
The group includes Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, Game of Thrones actor Liam Cunningham, and European Parliament member Rima Hassan. In May, another ship launched by the same group was struck and damaged by drones. No one claimed responsibility. The group accused Israel of the attack. Israel blocked food and medicine from reaching Gaza for more than 2 months. Last week, Israel began its more limited aid effort to distribute food under armed guard. Health officials and witnesses say people were killed and wounded on their way to get food parcels on Sunday. Witnesses said Israeli forces fired on them. Israel says it fired warning shots. Jane Araf, NPR News, Amman.
Heavy wildfires in central and western Canada have forced more than 25,000 people to flee across 3 provinces. Most of the evacuations are in Manitoba. That province lies to the north of Minnesota and North Dakota. The smoke from the Canadian wildfires is seeping south. Most of Minnesota is under an air quality alert today. Weather forecasters say this is a long-duration event and that there will be multiple rounds of smoke that descend to the south. Facebook and Instagram owner Meta is planning to automate efforts to review its products for risks, including to the privacy of users. As NPR's Shannon Bond reports, Meta is moving some work toward artificial intelligence rather than relying on humans.
For years, when Meta launched new features and products, human reviewers evaluated possible risks to privacy, to teen users, to the prevalence of toxic content. Now the company aims to automate up to 90% of risk assessments using a system powered by artificial intelligence, according to internal documents obtained by NPR. The change will allow product developers to release app updates and features more quickly. Meta says only, quote, low-risk decisions are being automated. But the internal documents reviewed by NPR show that Meta is considering automating reviews for sensitive areas, including AI safety and youth risk. Shannon Bond, NPR News.
Meta is a financial supporter of NPR. Tulsa's mayor has announced the city will raise money for a $105 million charitable trust to address harms from the 1921 Tulsa race massacre. That's when mobs of white people attacked and killed as many as 300 black members of the prosperous neighborhood of Greenwood. Tulsa Mayor Monroe Nichols says the trust will invest in affordable housing, scholarships, and land acquisition.
This is not the age-old battle of black versus white, or the more contemporary battle of blue versus red. This is about putting those petty divisions and outdated thinking behind us as we press on together.
The Tulsa mayor also declared yesterday as Race Massacre Observance Day. The NBA championships are set, and Game 1 is this Thursday. The Oklahoma City Thunder will host the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers defeated the New York Knicks Saturday to take the Eastern Conference Championship. Meanwhile, pro hockey's final opens Wednesday night. It's a rematch. The Edmonton Oilers will host the Florida Panthers. The Panthers are the defending NHL champions, having beaten Edmonton last year to clinch the Stanley Cup. This is NPR.